Good day, everyone. I am Clara G. Libres, a MIME student in a graduate studies. My topic is all about a throwback on the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic changed life as we knew it, and it may have changed us individually as well. Our morning routines to our life goals and priorities. Countries now had an opportunity to build back better and must consider how best to help teachers not only cope through the crisis but also become better equipped with the skills to succeed in the wake of it. Averting the damage brought on by the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic requires an aggressive education policy response, which involves, we have here phase 1, coping. During the crisis to reduce learning loss while schools are closed. Phase 2, managing continuity of learning to promote learning recovery as schools reopen safely. And the third one, or phase 3, improving and accelerating, making education systems stronger and more equitable than they were before. As an educator, our goal is to seize opportunities to make education more inclusive, effective, and resilient than it was before the crisis. Let us have a phase 1, coping. Amid an unprecedented closing of schools, education systems have responded by developing remote learning plans, which rely on a multi-channel strategies that combine different technologies like print materials, radio, TV, internet, and mobile, and incorporate synchronous and asynchronous learning. While schools are closed, we have to make sure that we are protecting our health, safety, and nutrition so that we won't be affected by the COVID-19. We have to prevent learning loss through remote learning, draw on tertiary education. The ability to instruct effectively depends on several factors, such as having the appropriate skills and capacity to adapt to the new context, while continuing to interact and effectively engage with our learners. How to help teachers cope from a distance? To appropriately support teachers as they cope through this crisis, it's crucial that remote learning plans acknowledge the unique constraints of home-based learning and also provide actionable guidance for teachers. This should point to ways teachers can become content curators and provide recommendations so that they do not overwhelm pupils with excessive lectures, lesson plans, and homework. It should be accessible for us teachers. Let us now tackle about the phase 2 or managing continuity. This crisis has shown that maintaining quality education is not only about hardware or technical infrastructure and connectivity, software or platforms, and content. It requires significant dedication from us teachers who are expected to maintain strong relationships with our pupils and also deliver lesson content remotely, while also managing children's learning and coping with the stress related to the pandemic. As we reopen our schools, we have to prevent increase in dropout, or we have to make sure that our students' dropout is minimized and lost learning can start being recovered. And also protect our health and safety at school and prepare for staggered and partial reopenings. Like for example, that what we do today, we have a limited face-to-face. We have a limited pupils to come in our school, and the other part or the other batch will be having modular printed learnings. The other one, prepare teachers to assess learning losses and close learning gaps. So we have to make sure that we able to tackle the topics that they have missed. And also, provide adequate financing recovery needs especially for disadvantaged students or learners. Let us answer this question. How to help teachers manage continuity from a distance? First, create peer support programs to encourage connectedness and help teachers transition to remote teaching. Paired with peers who needs technological support to help plan for online lessons and provide guidance on how to adapt in-person content for a remote audience. Next, teachers' ability to instruct remotely requires a combination of technological and pedagogical skills. Technological skills cultivate an ability to teach effectively using ICT rather than just training on use of the technology itself. Teachers must learn how to combine multiple modes of delivery, like for example, online, offline, blended, limited face-to-face, modular, to effectively facilitate learning. It is critical to develop teachers' digital pedagogical skills. So pedagogical skills are needed to critically assess and decide when and how to incorporate digital tools and realistically define their impact to support or enhance learning. This is now more crucial than ever, as teachers who cannot effectively use technology may in the future be replaced or displaced by those who can. And now let us move on to phase 3, improving and accelerating. For teachers to take advantage of remote learning tools, it takes much more preparation, materials, and thought than education systems can prepare in a few days or weeks. With these limitations in mind, it's important to think beyond how to support teachers and consider how the crisis can be an opportunity to enhance teachers' skills before they return to the school. Throughout, let us seize opportunities to improve the system for the long term. We have scaled up effective COVID response approaches, like for example, incorporate remote learning, teach at the right level, track at-risk students to prevent dropout. As education systems emerge from this crisis, it is clear that a new chapter is waiting to be written with detailed medium and long-term actions. Like for examples, increasing investments in remote learning, adopting blended models when schools partially reopen, or creating remedial e-courses, which can help educational systems build back stronger and become more equitable. As part of this process, it will be crucial to recognize the relevance of developing technological and digital pedagogies for a larger sector of teachers. And also, focus on creating build back better education systems and protect and enhance education financing. Countries will not be able to build back better unless they address these challenges. This will require increasing funding for teacher capacity building or integrated into formal pre- and in-service teacher trainings. That is what we call NSET. And not only diversifying and innovating the teacher training methods, like for example, virtual coaching, but also activating regular follow-up plans to support the skills developed using both remote tutors and peers. Let us have another question. How to help teachers accelerate and improve from a distance? We have here, provide teachers with virtual coaching. So it is not only diversifying and innovating the teacher training methods, but also activating regular follow-up plans. The other one, provide teachers with instructional videos. Next, facilitate remote trainings that reinforce what teachers learned in previous face-to-face trainings. The COVID-19 pandemic is a stress test for education systems all over the world. but it is also an opportunity to share lessons globally. Countries have responded in innovative ways, whether by rapidly mobilizing existing digital resources or by developing these resources from scratch. Thank you so much for listening. God bless and have a good day.